Let's just fucking record this thing. Where's the clapper?
Welcome to the Boardcast. Birthday edition.
Why is it a birthday edition?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Alan. Happy birthday to you. Hip hip hooray!
Don't hope that I'm going to do that for yours.
I definitely hope you sing me happy birthday.
No.
Anyway.
It won't happen. Anyway.
Cheers.
Like and subscribe. This is, I'll tell you what this is. Hang on. I got this for my birthday, which was yesterday, which is probably not relevant to when this comes out. But that one, Glenlivet, 15-year-old single malt Scotch whiskey. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Is it good?
Haven't tried it
yet.
Out. Whoa.
Oh, yeah, that's really good.
I like that.
Oh, smooth.
But like
that's
depth
just
to it.
no water. It's just got a bit of ice melt. Tastes nutty. It's good, eh?
You're starting to get really, like you can pick up the flavours.
Yeah, they all taste very different. I'm slowly learning. I went to a whiskey bar and got educated in their rape room, apparently.
Tell us the story.
I went there for Roey's birthday. Have we not done a podcast since that happened?
Yeah, but you haven't told us about the rape room.
Oh, it's not the rape. It's not a rape room. It's some bar in town in Sydney, whiskey bar. It's a speakeasy. So you walk in through this slummy like staircase. And you go down and it's just a big whiskey bar and they got 900 different whiskeys there and they've got a room called the Whiskey Room. I won't name the place because it was all over the front page of the Sydney Morning Herald, which at the time we didn't know, but they're like, come into the Whiskey Room, we'll take you in, just me and Roey, my wife. And this young guy came in and he's talking about all the whiskeys and then they try to sell you whiskey while you're in there, which we ended up having an $80 shot of aged bourbon whiskey, which was fucking incredible. I can't believe it. Didn't taste anything like any bourbon I've ever had. And I had I think it was like $65 shot of Japanese stuff from Hokkaido, which was apparently the original whiskey out of Japan. Tastes very similar.
The original whiskey?
Like the first brewery in Hokkaido.
Interesting.
Not brewery, distillery.
Do you remember the name?
Hokkaido. Fuck, I've got a photo of it. No, I don't. But I could look it up on my phone later. Yeah, they did that and then we went there. We just had a couple of drinks there and then went to another bar to have dinner. It's called Uncle
Ming's.
What is it?
Uncle Ming's.
Uncle Ming's?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good little dumpling place in the city. It's like a bar and dumplings. And we walked in and they're like, what have you been doing all day? And we told them and they're like, oh, controversial. We're like, what are you talking about? And they throw the Sydney Morning Herald on the fucking bar. And the room that we were just in is on the front page of the Sydney Morning Herald. And we're like, what is it? Like, what the hell? And they're like, oh, there's been like allegations of like multiple sexual assaults and stuff in that room. And we're like, oh, well, I didn't fucking get assaulted.
They weren't interested in you.
They didn't like me enough. Apparently some staff issues or something, real boys club. Anyway, it was pretty funny. We just laughed and carried on. Fuck, who cares? Well, I was like, whatever. But yeah, the guy who was in there was super, super educated he just knew everything. And he was only like 25. He was young.
But imagine working in a whiskey bar where you have 900 different whiskies to try and the customer's going to walk up and ask you about it. So you've got to know. Yeah. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive. They had one bottle that was like $16,000.
$16,000?
Yeah, $1,500 a shot.
Is that just because there is no more bottles left?
No, I don't. Yeah,
like, is that because of the rarity?
Rarer. You know what it was?
What?
Yamazaki, 25-year. That's the most expensive whiskey that they had in the bar.
Yeah, right. Do they keep making Yamazaki 25 year.
I presume they do.
It's just the batch from that year obviously
I don't
gets
know.
rarer and
No,
rarer.
I don't. See, I'm not sure.
This is what I don't understand.
I doubt that they're always working on the same one, but there'd be certain barrels and certain casks and stuff that are different to others. So I presume it just eventually they run out of that one.
And it gets rarer and rarer.
Possibly.
Because, like,
I'm not sure.
they're
I'm
still
not really
making-
sure whether they're numbered or limited or what.
Yeah, because they're still making Yamazaki 18 year.
Yeah.
So is
you
that
can
going to
buy
get
that.
to a point where...
It'll go up in value. There's no doubt. Any of these, like even, I doubt. I mean, I don't know. Like, what's this? This is a 15-year barrel, French oak reserve. So it's not going to go down in value because things are just getting more expensive anyway. But
Yeah.
this is not numbered or anything, but it has got like distinct numbering on it. It's got a date. It was bottled on the 7th of March, 2022. So I don't know how it works. I really don't. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to understand. But at the moment, I'm starting to just enjoy drinking it.
Cool.
To be honest with you, it tastes good. Some of them are fucking delicious. And
There's so, like, now that we've gone into the world of whiskey, like, the difference is crazy.
like you could get fucked up on that because it's so smooth.
So nice to drink that.
Yeah. I mean, if you have 4 of those, you're going to be in a pretty bad way.
Yeah, but this is the thing. For something like that,
It is 50% alcohol too.
you
I
just
think,
have
40%.
one or two.
Yeah,
it's
you
not like you're
wouldn't-
sitting there and it's like you're not knocking back like you would 6 beers or something
No,
like
you'd
that.
sit on that for an hour.
Yeah.
Because if you're not, you're going to get fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll be sick.
Yeah.
It'll be fun though.
Well, anyway, I have a present for you. Happy birthday.
Awesome. Lark.
I called the distillery before you open it. I called the distillery.
You called them.
Yeah, I spoke to one of the guys in the distillery.
Really?
And I said, he's got it really into whiskey. He loves their your Symphony number 1. I said, I want to get him some weird stuff, like stuff that's not, I said, I looked at your range, which is like the classic, they do the PD one, the older one.
Yeah.
And then you showed me the other day that you bought one of theirs.
Yeah, well, I didn't know you were buying them.
So I was like, I don't want to get the ordinary range that you're doing consistently. I kind of want to get something weird and obscure. So he talked me through all of their whiskies.
Yeah.
And I
So
picked...
they seem to have a lot of time on their hands. I guess they put the shit in a barrel and then sit there and wait, right?
I think they've got a lot... I called them and it was like an auto thing and it was like, please press, and it went through like 5 different numbers. It was like this room, this tasting room,
right.
this distillery,
Really?
this shop, this tasting room. So I think they must have like little restaurants and tasting rooms.
I
And
want to
venues.
go there. I want to go and check this out.
Yeah, well, there you go.
So what is it?
It is Open It.
It is Open It.
Oh, yeah, I didn't pull any of the packaging out.
Fucking sirens. Well, it's good time for sirens because I'm just opening a thing. Ooh. Oh, it's like multiples. Oh, that's
Yeah.
Rebellion. Mm-hmm. That's the one I had.
So I wanted to get you 3 different like little
What?
tasting ones. We'll deal with that later.
Plastic. Fantastic. All right. What do we got? Hang on. I can't see the fucking things. I need glasses. Awesome. Is that Rebellion?
Yeah. No, it's not. It's something else.
Chinato Citrus Cast. So I had one in a red thing.
Yeah, there's a one called Rebellion, I think,
Yeah.
but that's not it. That's this one they've just started. You can actually buy a bottle of that orange label now.
Yeah. Right.
But these 2 you can't buy a bottle of anymore. This one, I think, was their Christmas one.
Christmas cask release.
And they did it in 2001 or 2002, and it won all of these awards. He goes, honestly, that's my favorite.
Really?
And
Wolf Release 4 is the other one.
yeah, that one was the most expensive out of all of them.
Yeah, there you go. For the camera. For people on Spotify, just imagine a little gift pack with like 3 hip flask size 100 mil?
Yeah, they're 100 mils.
100 mil bottles of whiskey. One's got a wolf on it, one's got Christmas shit on it, and one's an orangey red label. They look sick. Made in Tasmania. They're really good. If you want to buy an Australian whiskey, Lark is the one.
Yeah.
Maybe they can sponsor us.
Yeah!
That'd
That
be
would
a
be
sponsor.
awesome.
It's magnetic. The box is magnetic.
They also...
These bottles are sick, by the way.
I knew you'd like the bottles.
50% alcohol.
Yeah, that one was the most expensive. Guess how much that 100
Per
ml
bottle?
That one.
Oh, do you have to buy the bottles separately?
Well, you can build your own gift pack.
Yeah, right.
So
I reckon that's $80.
that's $80 on its own.
Yeah, $80. Good guess. That's crazy. That's probably what, 4 drinks?
Yeah.
4 standard drinks?
It's 100 mils. So
3.9 standard drinks. I'm getting really good at this stuff. Really? $80 for that?
Yeah.
Well, I paid fucking $80 for a shot of bourbon at this bar.
Almost 4 in those.
But what do you do with it? Like, do you keep it?
Well, I feel like, so I was tossing up between getting you their 3 common ones that then you could go on and buy a bottle.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like treating it as like a tasting palette. But then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I want to get you something that you're not going to be able to taste again, sort of thing. But then there's one that you can go buy the bottle of.
The orange one. So that's becoming one now.
You can buy a full bottle of that.
44% alcohol.
Does it say anything about them on the bottle?
It says...
Like notes and stuff?
Finished in cask hand season with vibrant chintan or citrus. So it's going to be citrusy. Luscious orange with custard and meringue. What? They do overcook the fucking descriptions.
Yeah, I know.
Like, at the end of the day, they all still taste like alcohol.
Yeah. So they also, because...
I like the bottles more than anything.
Because Tassie is really like all about locally sourced stuff, like the whole area is. The Christmas one, they sourced all of their stuff from like a leftover, like bakeries, like leftover, like great fruit and stuff like that for around Christmas time.
Leftover fruit.
Oh, I don't know what they did. I don't know. He gave me a whole spiel and I wasn't really listening. All I heard was he got the fruit or the something from the bakery, the local bakery.
Okay.
And then they work with like local
I think they'd get the fruit from
wineries,
the fucking fruit shop, but anyway.
And they get the barrels from the local wineries and switch them over.
Yeah, that's the key, right? These guys are really good. They know what they're doing. Their shit's amazing. I've enjoyed everything I've drunk of theirs.
Awesome. Well, I would love to hear what you think of those.
Well, I'll probably drink them.
Because
I don't know. They're pretty cool, though. I don't know if I want to drink
raved about that Christmas one. Like, he kept going back to that.
Yeah, but you can't buy it. So I'm sitting here going, do you drink them?
Yeah, but you can buy another 100 ml of it off their website. They just don't have a full bottle, I don't think.
Oh, well, fuck, that's rude. Just put some of the 100 ml ones in a bottle. Anyway, that's sick. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas, everyone. Let's talk about borders.
Okay.
Because we've talked about whiskey for 2 weeks straight.
Yeah, well, we
it's
really
turning
like
into
it.
a fucking whiskey podcast.
Well,
Lark Distillery. You could definitely send us some stuff if you want some free
fangirls over
marketing.
here.
Yeah, I'll market your stuff for you. I'll stop drinking Glenlivet if you send me heaps of your stuff. Borders. Let's talk borders. So winter ended. We knew that. I think we talked about that last week, maybe.
Well, there's actually, it's so funny because I've just been editing the episode that's going up this week.
Are you editing it?
I'm putting all the captions and loading it and doing all of that shit. So I'm not editing the actual footage, but I'm putting it all together and making it go out on every single platform.
Oh, okay. I forget that there's other stuff to be done.
So much other shit involved. But we talk about, I think we did at the start of August, and we were like, there's a month left of winter. And now we're sitting here and there's not a month left of winter, and it should be...
It should be the start of spring.
It should be the start.
Flush riding, but a metre of base to melt off, and just fucking
they
is
turned
gone.
the guns back on for a minute, so it's looking nicer on the cams again.
Yeah, but it's fucking...
It's not.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to be able to rebuild it, so they can't complain about lack of water for the guns. They should be able to run them the whole... I don't know. Look, at the end of the day, we talked about last week, in my opinion, we're only a few years away from not having natural snowfall in this country unless something happens with the climate anyway. So
I would love to know more about climate change.
yeah, we'll get someone on.
I would actually love to find out more.
We need an expert. If you're
depth.
a climate change expert, DM us.
If this is your field of expertise, and
Love to chat to you.
And you would like to correct us.
Yeah, come and have a whiskey and talk about the climate. I don't understand it. I wish I did. So, yeah, I'm happy to have someone on if they want to come on and talk about it.
Yeah.
But as I see it, they're getting significantly shorter, the winters, and there's significantly less snowfall this year. And if this is a trend, we need to adjust what we're doing, which we are. We talked about it for 2 days last week.
Yeah.
We made some decisions about what brands to move forward with.
For anyone who doesn't follow our social media or even our personal social media, we sat down for 2 days and did an overhaul of the business, essentially. Went through where we're sitting as a business, our financial position, everything like that, and made a plan, a strategy for the next 3 months and 12 months of marketing and what the directions we want to go with and where we want to put our time and energy into in terms of avenues for revenue with the business and things like that.
Yeah.
Because we've got this business is so multifaceted. I was
burped. Sorry if everyone heard that.
Yeah, like we've got the print shop, we've got skate, snow, footwear, apparel.
Yeah, when we talked about
vintage.
it on there's an episode called The Raw Truth, which incidentally, thanks to the 1,000 people that have watched it, and I don't know how many have listened, but that episode's done really well. And on that episode, I remember talking about this business, like saying, we're all right, look, something's working, tuning's going good. Right now, we could really do with a couple of our business interests doing better because nothing's going really well because the economy is seriously in trouble.
And this winter,
it was
shutting
a disaster.
off, finishing 5 weeks earlier is not ideal. Like I thought we would be having like days like today in the shop this date, but October.
Yeah, and to be honest, like we have wholesalers that are incredibly good and understanding. We have the Rush distributions and the Bentleys and some of the Modest, and we've got amazing distributors that we can communicate with, and they all understand the situation. And then we have arsehole distributors that I won't mention, who are putting us under a ton of pressure to get paid immediately, and the money's simply not fucking there. The stock is, and that's where the problem's going to come, I think, for a lot of the snow retailers.
Yeah,
the writing was on the wall all winter. We weren't going to get clear unless it was an incredible winter, because last year was so shit.
Like these are the challenges of running a seasonal business.
Yeah, and we have to de-season ourselves.
You have these massive peaks during Australian winter and now Northern Hemi, but you still have these 2 months in between.
I think it's 3.
Sometimes 3, yeah.
This year it's going to be fucking 4.
For us, at least, like we've got, like December is a huge Christmas period.
It wasn't last year.
Yeah.
Do you remember what happened? This is an interesting topic. Like Black Friday bullshit. Oh. Do you remember? Like the fucking sale mindset has become such a big factor that it killed Christmas last year.
Black Friday is incredibly lucrative for online-only businesses because they have the ability where they have got massive, like also where they're not buying off wholesalers, where they're
the manufacturer.
They're the manufacturer and the seller. So all your e-com brands that are buying direct from China and it's their own product, it is amazing. They have the ability to do crazy discounts, which a customer benefits off. But for someone like us where we don't have that margin, and we also have massive overheads and massive outlays with staffing to just general shop fronts and things like that, we don't have the ability to go head to head with an e-com only brand online during a black market. Black Friday.
And there's an expectation that everybody does.
Yeah.
And it's such bullshit. And as a consumer, you guys need to understand that if you want specialty businesses to exist in a couple more years, you got to support them, and you got to not expect to get everything on sale all the time, or it's going to be fucking over. I get it. I get that you can go get a pair of Vans old schools at the mall for less than what we can sell them for. go. We won't fucking stock them. It's not a problem. Who gives a shit? At the end of the day, fuck it. We won't do it. If we can't have something exclusively, or at least have some reason to stock a product anymore, I don't necessarily think we should.
Yeah.
I just don't. And like, fuck it. I'm not going to go head to head with every Accent Group store that's in the malls, which is Skechers, Platypus,
Glue.
Van Store, Glue Store. I don't
Hype.
know is Glue them? Hype?
Hype's owned by them.
Glue's them.
Hype,
Hype's owned by them.
Platypus.
Skechers. Like it's all one company. You're dealing with one fucking New Zealand-owned company.
Yeah, you walk over to the mall and there's 8 shops within the mall that you can buy Vans from that are all owned by Vans.
Yeah.
So they're not...
No, they're owned by Accent Group, which is the Vans Oceania Pacific fucking distributor, right? So they're buying them at wholesale from the States, from Vanity Fair Group, and then on-selling them direct to the public.
So there, again, their margin is massive.
Yeah. And we shouldn't be trying to compete with them. Fuck them.
It's kind of sad. Like, Vans have had such a history in skateboarding.
Yeah, but they're owned by Vanity Fair Group.
Exactly.
Everyone.
And that's the thing. Like, at the end of the day, I'd much rather, like...
What's Vanity Fair Group got to do with fucking skateboarding?
Nothing.
They bought a company. They bought a fucking skateboard company, and then they now claim to be a skateboard company. It's just, I don't know, like you can't be, if your brand loyalty comes from the product, great, enjoy it, have that product. But don't fucking kid yourselves and believe that anything is independent anymore. Yeah. It's not.
And like the world, like if you look back in the last 40 years, the world has changed so dramatically in the last 4.
Yeah.
Like
I would argue you're right.
Vans has had such a history with skateboarding from the 70s.
Yeah.
I don't know, I wasn't born, but like...
Yeah, 70s, 60s, 70s, whatever it was.
So they've been with the skate culture the whole way through.
Yeah.
Like...
It sold the same fucking shoe. A Vans Authentic is literally exactly that. It's the same shoe as it was in 1975 or whatever.
The slip-ons, the
Same
half
shoe.
cabs, the old
Same
schools.
shoe. Yeah.
Like it's part of skateboarding's history, but if you look at the last 4 years and how much the world has changed through COVID, post-COVID, just the brands and who owns them now.
Well, skateboarding's intrinsically changed, right? There's no fucking, it doesn't even look like it did 10 years ago. But the 4 biggest shoe brands, not arguably, surely not, in order, I'm guessing, is Nike, Adidas, New Balance, Asics. I don't know if that order's right. I know Nike definitely number 1.
Yeah.
And Adidas would have to be number 2. I wouldn't know if Asics and New Balance, they might be the other way around. But it's just they're big footwear brands that are putting money into skateboarding. And I guess Vans can claim that they're just a big apparel company that's putting money into skateboarding too, but only to get money back out from it. You know, they're not doing it for love. They're doing it because they see a way of profiting from skateboarding.
You could probably say that the people that are in at the grassroots of it care and are doing it because they love skateboarding.
And I'm sure Steve Van Doren's still fully committed to skateboarding.
But there are definitely people higher up in the chain of command that are just looking at numbers on a spreadsheet.
100%. 100%. It's changed so much. And snowboarding's the same. Like, fuck, these little independent brands. We tried 2 this year. They've been a total fucking failure. Yeah,
but there's certain ones, like Modest.
Modest is rad. I'll tell you the difference. Okay, look, let's run down why I think, I'm going to state the brands, fuck it. The difference is, and we deal with them. Like, I'm not bagging them out. I'm just trying to explain to people listening and people watching
you could literally
why brands work and why brands don't.
Mm-hmm.
Public snowboards, independently owned, priced the fucking same as every other snowboard company.
Mm-hmm.
Modest goggles, independently owned, priced at better than half its major competitors. So you're paying 50% less, getting a product that is arguably as good, does the same job, has great quality about it, and you're paying less than half for the same product. That's why Modest makes sense, and that's why we should continue to push and support brands like Modest.
Yeah.
As opposed to trying to do a brand like Public, which fucking, man, I thought for all money that brand was going to work really well. There's circumstances.
There's other things. We put that in because we were like, this is a fucking rad brand.
It suits us. It's sick. It's got skate feel to it.
Yeah.
It's fucking park rat. It's a rad brand. And I still think that.
Yeah. It was like snowboarding in the streets, that kind of vibe. It was sick.
But at the end of the day, they're better. Their higher end boards are $1,000 or $900. A Salomon Hock knife is $870 or whatever it is. It's better. It's as good. Sorry, it's not better. It's as good. So you can go get a big brand that you know that you just have this immediate confidence in, or you can back the independent guy, but you don't save any money by backing the independent guy, and there's the problem.
Yeah,
If you want to be independent, you've got to come in under these big guys, or else you're fucked. We've got another brand, Joyride, that's the same issue. It's the same issue. It's super hard when you're sitting at a $7.99 board next to
Can I ask you this though? Because it's like, for instance, in apparel, right? It's the complete reverse. Mm-hmm. It's like if you want to support like a brand that is designed and made in Australia or designed and made in Poland or whatever, it's going to be twice the price of a mega corporation's brand. So take a pair of jeans, for instance, like a Nike pair of jeans.
Yeah,
what?
It's cheaper.
$120? Yeah. Same with Volcom's pair of jeans.
Yeah.
But then if you want to support those independent skate brands that are
Polar or something like that.
Polar, that it's still made in Poland, that it's still run by skateboarders, they're trying to have a go and doing the right thing for their sport and their culture, it's twice the price.
It's funny you say that. Where do you reckon the money for Polar came from in the early days?
I don't know.
Nike. What are all that Pontus and all those guys are Nike guys? So the money they were getting from Nike, they built Polar with. Probably. This is not a fact.
But
this
is just like a general question too, because like,
why do you want to? But you can look different.
Yeah, that's true.
You get a snowboard. Does anyone really give a fuck what's on the bottom of it at the snow? Well, there's 10,000 of you.
No, they care about what you do with it.
Right, that's right. As long as the product works, it works. Whereas fashion, you look a certain way. You get to be a kid in a pair of Polar Big Boys. You're not a Volcom kid. Like,
I was going to say, the Volcom tried
right?
to do the rip-off of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still a Volcom.
But it's still Volcom. At the end of the day, it'll work in some areas. But you lose your identity a little bit. This is why we've tried to change what we're doing downstairs with fashion. We're trying to do the vintage thing because it makes you have an identity, right?
Yeah,
whereas being a Volcom kid, and this is not me having a crack at Volcom or any of the brands I'm talking about. I'm not having a crack at them.
But it's Nike. It's an Adidas spray jacket. It's a Nike pair of pants.
Yeah, I'm trying to analyze why people spend certain money on certain things. Like I'm sitting here right now. They've got to find
value in it.
I'm wearing Volcom pants just so everyone knows I'm not having a shot at Volcom. I'm wearing Adidas shoes because they're the longest lasting, comfiest slip-ons I've owned in a long time. I'm wearing an extra large shirt.
Which we're about to start stocking. Hence the gorilla behind Claire's head. Which is a brand I've always had an affinity with. It's been around skateboarding forever. And it's priced really well. Wait till you see the Polar Big Boy version of it. Extra large is like $150. The Polar Big Boys are now $300. It's fucking nuts. So again, you can look at the Modest thing. It's the same product for half the price. So I think the end result of this is the consumer has to find value in the purchase. So if they're not finding value, either being able to be set apart from the pack. whatever.
It's only one whiskey.
And being able to express their style in a different way, or be able to, like, if it's a product, if the product can work better or do something better. So if there's more tech in it, for instance, then for sure there's the value. For instance, Modest, there is way more value, or there's equal value. It's the same product essentially.
It's better value, it's same tech.
Same tech, half the price. So they've gone, okay, cool, awesome. Win, bonus, I'm supporting a thing.
But how does that work with an FA board, skateboard, that's now $200 fucking for a piece of wood, as opposed to a Sweetheart skateboard, Australian brand, $120?
So this is the hard thing, is like
fucking product.
It's the same principle as the fashion thing. You're buying into an identity, you're buying into a look.
Yeah, so if you're
buying
an FA
into
kid,
a style.
you're an FA kid.
But here's the thing that breaks my brain with skateboarding, and I've had it happen so many times and I feel so bad, is a kid buys a super expensive deck because he's like, oh, I've been riding, blank boards or something like that. I'm actually going to buy my first board. I'm going to buy into this company because I think it's sick. And then they spend 160, 180, and then they're back the next week and they've landed wrong on the board and snapped it. And the kid is like heartbroken. He's
Welcome
like,
to skateboarding,
and I'm like,
Johnny.
dude, I'm so sorry, but it is what it is. Like, it's a piece of wood and you land on it wrong, it's going to snap.
It happens. I remember clearly selling boards where the guy's back within an hour.
So the brand,
I've done it.
So we've watched Louis do an ollie out the front door of the shop and snap the tail off, and comes back in and goes, throws it on the bench, and he walks over the wall and picks up another one. Yeah. He's like, fuck.
Yeah, it can happen. I mean, skateboarding's a funny one, right? Snowboarding's the same. These products are like for like, very similar. They'll do the same job at the end of the day. You've got to see value. And if you don't see value, why are you buying it?
So it's the brand's job to do the marketing well, to make the consumer go, I want to buy into that identity. I want to associate and support this brand. Like, this is the other thing that I didn't mention before with Modest, is the fact of how big his team is. Like, he's
every cent he gets, he puts back in.
Exactly. And so
We've had Pete on. You can go back and find the episode.
It's like insert link here to the Pete's episode.
Pete's episode, he'll tell you exactly how he thinks. And
he's got the biggest team out there.
Yeah,
and he supports all of them. And so, like, when you're buying into Modest, you're also buying into, like, the dream of making it as a snowboarder too, because
just hope there's snow left for
because he's made the path clear, going, if you're with Modest, I'm going to do everything in my being to help you make it as a snowboarder.
Yeah, because he's a good dude. That's the difference. But, I mean, I'm sure there's some good dudes owning big companies. Problem is when they get too big, the money gets involved, and that's the end of it.
Or there's other people in their ear being like, you can't make that decision.
Yeah, skateboarding's the same. Snowboarding, skateboarding, it doesn't matter. Like, as soon as something gets really big, it's hard to keep it core and independent. It's just hard. I mean, fuck, it is what it is. Right now, all that matters is survival for all these companies and all these businesses, and we have to survive too. Like, it's rough as hell. I've done this 28 years. I know you're, 10, 11?
It's so crazy when I look back. It's 2018 I bought in, the start of that year.
Yeah, but you were involved for 8 years before that or something.
I started 2010 at Borders.
Yeah. So 14 years you've seen. Okay. So I'm 28 years in.
The last 4 have been fucked.
Yeah. No shit. The 28 years that I've done, 27, 28, whatever it is, this is the craziest, hardest it's ever been. Mm-hmm. We are bashing our heads against the wall in so many areas. Like, we're having days where nothing happens. It's really hard to sell product. Every fucking thing's on sale. It's just barely worth being here, and I get why shops are shutting. Yeah. I totally get it.
We're in a world where, there's things like Temu popping up where
as a consumer, you need to stop. Everyone needs to stop clicking on links and buying dumb shit. How many of you are stoked with your Temu products?
It's fucked. Like, honestly, like, it just, like, there's like I bought a couple of things off it when it first popped up because I was like, what is this? And then I got the first delivery and I was like, oh, it's all garbage.
Yeah, it's garbage.
It's all poorly made, like shit products, low end, nothing is worth it.
Yeah. Arguably, that's fast fashion too, right?
Yeah.
It's just shit. I keep seeing that Shein brand.
Oh, fuck Shein. Anyone who buys from Shein, I fucking hate you.
Shein, is it?
Shein, yeah. There's so much that has come out from Shein
garbage.
with poor working conditions, not paying their workers, like
that's the price.
Inhumane shit. Like so much repetitive shit. Like,
why doesn't anyone care anymore? Like, why don't they give a fuck? Like, why don't they care that no one's getting paid properly? And do the kids who are buying these brands understand that that's the world they're going to be living in soon if they're not careful? Like, why do I want to pay you properly to work for me?
I can say something, but it may be cut out if we want to.
Go for it.
But you can go home and ask your daughter. A Temu package for her rocked up.
She buys off Temu all the time.
I'm fucked up today, and I was giving her shit all afternoon.
What was it? Do you know?
She bought a dress, and I said
Temu.
From Temu, and I said, what was the company that it's ripped off the dress from? And I want to know. I want to search the company, and I went onto the company, and it was designed and made in Melbourne, and I was like, really? You're choosing to buy off Temu instead of supporting a fashion label?
What's the price difference?
Oh, $200.
How does a 17-year-old kid pay the $200?
I totally get it. It's taken me,
There's a problem, right?
Yeah,
the kid wants to look. This is my own kid who I don't kid yourselves, everyone. I'm in my kids' ears about this shit all the time. You can't stop them. The problem is they see someone wearing a $200 dress. They don't have $200. They have 10, 20. So they're going to take the $20 option. They'll wear it once. It'll never get worn again. It'll go into landfill. That's the world they want to live in the future. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to be here. I'll be dead. But if they don't start to fit, like they're fucking all high and mighty about, oh, your generation ruined the planet.
You're fucking ruining it.
I got fucking news for you kids. If you don't stop now, there won't be anywhere to live.
This is like the one topic that fires me up so much is women's rights with garment workers.
There goes all the male viewers.
Sorry, fucking, I love you too. But just the working conditions and the fair pay for factory workers. You know me.
Yeah, but everyone demands cheaper shit. Everyone wants cheaper shit. We've got a print shop, right? How well do we know what AS Colour are doing? That's not that. Everybody wants AS Colour.
They've got a whole site.
So they're good? Because they're not cheap.
Well, here's the thing. In today's world, you just have to put your trust in the fact that when you look at... Actually, you know what? I fucking did this the other day. So I'll finish my sentence.
Hang on. Let AS Colour... Don't leave them hanging out to dry.
Today's world, you as a consumer, you have to put your trust in the face value of what you're reading off someone's website.
Yeah, but they are certified. A lot of their stuff is certified, right?
And there is certain certifications
so they're doing
that they've
a good
achieved.
Job.
Yes.
That people have to pay for. When you get an AS Colour shirt, it's going to cost you $5 more than a cheaper version.
100%. It comes at a price. But it's a price that I'm happy paying. And I did this the other day. I was looking at 2 products off 2 companies, both Australian. And it was a female, it was a moisturizing thing or something like that. And it was vegan, cruelty-free, da-da-da-da. Identically the same product.
Vegan?
Well, all the skincare shit's
should be fucking vegan. What is it made out of? Beef?
Well, no, because there can be milk and stuff and all that shit. Yeah. So anyway, point of this is I was looking at these 2 products and I was going to buy off one of them, and I deep dove their website and I looked into their About Us. I looked into the products in the actual ingredient list in both of them and searched what every ingredient was, because I was like, this is bullshit. They look exactly the same and one's massively cheaper than the other. And I like, from reading their About Us and their sustainability thing, you can kind of see it. And I was like, you're right. Okay. I'm starting to see a clearer picture here. Because I had to look for it and in comparison. And I was like, okay, well now I'm understanding that that's just all those ingredients are okay, and then there's other ones that are not, and Like I had to.
It's pretty crazy though. That you have to do that.
Yeah, it's but like you can kind of read into a website and you can kind of see when someone has put love and care, and it's like the ethos of their business compared to where it's like, ethics. Oh, this is just like to make sure we've ticked a box essentially.
That's It's a tough one, man. Like, they're not B Corp companies though, right? They're not.
It's really hard to become B Corp.
Yeah, but shouldn't. Look, I don't know. I'm lost with the whole
Sorry, you just made me go on a rant.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't blame you. I think it's sad what's happening, but at the end of the day, we've got to sell something, and we're choosing brands possibly for the wrong reasons then. If that's how you're thinking, like we're probably I mean, we deal with some
snowboards
brands
just in general, like they're not environmentally friendly to make.
They're an environmental train wreck. But we send back, like boards are getting recycled now. Like Salomon, the bases are all recycled.
Yeah,
we are trying to stock the brands that seem to be making some effort. But at the end of the day, my gut with snowboarding is that there's only going to be 3 or 4 major brands left in a few years. Yeah, I mean, it'll be hidden behind multiple layers. Like you'll see,
for sure.
You'll see a lot of brands, but they'll only be owned by 4 or 5 companies, I think.
Yeah, but this is like the power that the consumers have in their hands and that they don't realize is crazy. Give a fuck. And like that's across everything of like whether you choose to shop at Woolworths or a local farmer, like farmers markets or an independent chain or whatever.
But there's your problem. That's another great example of a problem.
Yeah.
Woolworths, a banana will be $1. The local farmer will be $1.50. It's the same fucking product. That's the problem. If something costs more, you're going to have a hard time selling it.
There are companies out there that are doing better where like Woolworths will reject a certain amount of fruit and veg because it's the wrong size or it looks ugly or whatever.
And they'll sell that.
And they'll sell that sort of thing. So there's alternative ways too, and that's starting to pick up, which is awesome. But this is the thing, like consumers need to realize how much power is in their hands. And if you're not thinking about it, and you're going, oh, you know what, I'll just shop at Woolies, or I'll just shop here, or I'll just shop there.
I'm guilty of that.
Yeah, and so am I. The bigger companies are getting bigger, and we have to be okay with that. If that's the decision as a population that we're making, then that's the way we head.
You keep talking about the power of the consumer. Unfortunately, it's only if it's a collective power. Everyone has to do it.
Yeah.
If I do it, it's going to make fuck all difference. Yeah. You've got to have a collective majority wanting to do something about things. It's like anything. Until the majority start to do it, nothing changes. Mate, I saw a fucking thing on...
Unless it adds value to the consumer's life.
Yeah. I saw something recently. In the last 4 years, the world's billionaires are collectively $3.9 trillion richer. The middle class is $3.7 trillion poorer.
Whoa.
Since the pandemic. Tell me the fucking pandemic wasn't structured for the wealthy to get wealthier. It's fucked. The divide is getting staggering. I went for a mega walk today, something I never do. I walked around we live in Manly, northern beaches of Sydney. I walked around to Ferry Bower. There's this fucking crane that is sticking out over the headland. That's obviously like, man, I don't know if you know, like, I don't know about crane costs, but we had one here for a fucking hour once and it cost us.
We had to pay him cash because we couldn't afford him.
We couldn't actually afford it. Yeah. And it was like this tiny little crane and it was fucking so expensive. And this crane sitting out over Ferry Bower working on one of the multi-million-dollar houses there. I mean, that'd all be 10 million, right? Every one of them. it's sticking out. That thing would be costing tens of thousands of dollars a day to be there.
Crazy.
So some people just have so much fucking money and the divide is becoming so staggeringly clear. Mate, it's going to be a fucking revolution, I'm telling you.
And like, as much as I said, like the power is in the consumer.
It's not. The power's with these rich fucks.
It is. Like the decision is, because you can also decide to not.
It's being taken away from us.
What it is the decision is being made to be harder and harder and harder to make the right decision,
because
if that makes sense.
they're charging us so much fucking money to eat that there's not enough left to make good decisions with the clothes you buy.
Yeah.
People are buying from Cotton On because that's all they can afford.
Yeah, and I get it. Like, I've been a young teenage girl where I was...
Don't worry about teenage girls. There's plenty of middle-class families that can't afford to fucking shop anywhere else. But they still have to buy new clothes every now and then, and they're just looking for the cheapest fucking options. It's a disaster. We have to do something about it. But, man, what are we going to do? What the fuck are we going to do? As a civilization, we're going to flip all this on a... The rich corporations aren't going to allow it. It's a train wreck. Screaming Jets sang a song called FRC. Look it up. You'll figure out what FRC stands for. What? How do I get rid of the rage in me? I thought it was supposed to go away when you get old.
I don't think it's going to go away with you.
No. Didn't go away with Eminem. It's not going to go away with me. He's still singing about shit that's fucking hilarious. He rips into everyone. I love it. He does not give a fuck. And I'm exactly the same. I thought it would get less and less as I got older.
There are some people that get angrier with age.
I'm not angrier. I'm just like still have the same
but you're still
internal
80 years old
issues with all the bullshit.
Yeah, but when you're 80 years old, you're still going to have a really opinionated stance on everything.
I'll always be opinionated. But my point is more, can we not see the forest for the trees? Like, it's got to the point where I don't know.
Was that saying correct?
I can't see the forest for the trees. Is the saying.
Okay.
In the sense of there's just a murkiness to it all. Like I can't see through the bullshit. I spoke to Dan, my friend Dan, today. You can't have a conversation with him without him being angry about something. He just and he's like 10 years younger than me.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more.
I can have a conversation with him without him being angry.
We talk about Formula 1.
I think you two your anger just goes...
He asked me about whether I had a contact to play on the Manly golf course. And I'm like, I think it's owned by like the Jews own it or something. The Jewish fucking community own it. And he went, well, then you should know someone. And I'm like, I don't know fucking anyone in the Jewish community. And I'm like, I played that course once in my life. And he went, there's not even a waiting list to get on. I'm like, I think it's like fucking $30,000 a year, Dan. And he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, I think it's like 30. It's like private school fees type membership cost to play on a golf course. It's in some of the premium real estate on the northern beaches. So there's still, again, it's like the fact that some fucking knobhead has $30,000 a year spare to play fucking golf makes me sick. That makes me fucking sick. Just hang on. He's not playing golf for that. He's just got a membership. He's still going to hit just as many balls in the creek as anyone else. Anyway, we're fucked. I don't know.
How much money do you reckon
I didn't win the lotto again
would
this week.
spend on snowboarding a year?
Less than that.
A trip?
Less than that.
For yourself personally, yeah, but collectively for your family.
I don't take my family to overseas every year. I do it once in a blue moon, and it's
it'd probably be a third of that. Hey,
it's still not fucking $30,000, man. I can easily.
Sorry, I'm tired.
Well, Japan next year, which I said that we've booked but don't know how to pay for, I think is going to be pretty cheap because I got to.
You don't have accommodation yet.
I've got to book some accommodation. Yeah.
You need me to book your accommodation?
Yeah. pretty much.
Do you want me to write the itinerary too?
No, I don't need that. I just need it. Well, maybe I do. Yeah, I'm in a bit of trouble. Anyway, what are we going to talk about? Are we finished?
I don't know.
I don't feel like this podcast really had a structure to it.
No, it didn't at all.
Yeah.
But
Oh, well, fuck it. What do you do?
yeah, that's kind of
Can people please like and subscribe? We're getting like 1,000 views on some of these now, and we still only have 200 subscribers. So get on it, subscribe. It's really important because it might be the only revenue source we have soon.
But yeah, you just need to hit subscribe on YouTube and on Spotify. It's like the follow plus button, and then that'll be amazing for us, and it won't impact your life.
Yeah,
but
and
you'll
we're
get to
gonna
hear
have
us rant more.
Yeah, and you can follow Borders at bordersskate.snow. Is that right? On Instagram?
At borders.skate.snow, yeah.
At border, what did I say?
I don't know.
I didn't say that. At bordersskate.snow?
Oh my God, just stop.
What is it?
Borders.skate.snow.
2 dots.
Yeah.
And we're going to have an Instagram for this soon, right?
Yep. Yeah. Now that I've found a few little things that we can
At the Boardcast. I might not be called that, so don't look that
it'd
up.
probably be called
I bet you that's already taken.
board.cast.
Fucking dots, man.
No, I'll get rid of the dots.
Yeah.
It'll just be the podcast.
And don't follow me on my private one. I'm trying not to
You're
get
like
followers
fluctuating in between. You're like, fuck it, I'll go famous. No,
I don't want.
not.
I sort of want my private one just to be.
My feed's just becoming a podcast and I hate it.
I already have a lot of people following my one that shouldn't probably.
I post, like my last post was like January and it's September.
I don't do posts. I just repost the podcast thing, but I do stories of my life. I put up today. Did you see it?
No.
It was an ad for an Australian whiskey and dry, and it says if you're over Canada, buy Australian, and it's an East Coast whiskies or something.
Yeah, right.
Supply.
Whiskey.
Yeah, whiskey and dry.
Canadian dry. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's smart.
Yeah, it was a really cool ad, so I put it on Instagram for them, or to my 170 followers could see it. But yeah, it's hard to. I've had 2 days off and I'm bored shitless.
I know.
I'm coming to work tomorrow. I'm over it.
Al doesn't know how to have time off.
I can't do it. I'm losing my mind. I'm watching.
You're so funny when you have time off. Like you're like the days leading into it, you're like, I fucking need a break. I'm so fucking tired. I'm fucking and you're like, I just need a day off. And then you have a day off and you're like messaging me. And you're like,
it's just customer service.
Yeah.
You need a break from that.
Yeah.
If I was up here, I'd consider it the same type of break.
Yeah.
Printing or
through winter,
tuning is fine. Like everything's fine except for customer service, because for every good customer, there's a hard one. I'm not saying I don't want to talk to the hard people.
No, but like you also have similar conversations on repeat too.
Oh, fuck, mate. If I have to fit another helmet.
Yeah. I'm regurgitating the same information in a boot fit.
Yeah, that's true. Boots are tough.
You're like, this is what you need to be looking for. This is what you need to feel. This is how it's meant to fit. And then you say it like on repeat multiple times a day, multiple days in a row. You kind of like.
I don't always mind that though, because I get to know the person.
Yeah, for sure. But still, like that sentence, like I have like 3 sentences that come out at the start of every boot fit.
Yeah, and they just repeat.
Repeat. And then after that, it's interesting because you have conversations. But it's like, by the end of the day, I'm like, what have I even said today?
The kids with skateboards and helmets and pads and shit, they're the hardest for me. I find that the hardest because I've done it for so long and I just don't fucking care. And I can't relate to these 10-year-old kids anymore. I never really could, but I can't. I definitely can't now. They're fucking little kids. Like they don't even...
The Gen Alphas.
What are they?
Gen Alphas.
When does that? Are you fucking serious? Did we just start again? We're just going back to A.
They're Gen Alpha.
Does everyone realise that the letter thing started because of Gen X, but that wasn't because of the letter X?
You've already said this.
Well, fuck, it needs to be said multiple times. We can't just keep using the alphabet. So there's going to be a Generation D soon. I'm Gen D. You fucking loser.
And then Gen E.
Like, what the Jenny?
Jenny!
Hey, what up, Jenny from the block? That's fucked. Yeah, they've got to come up with a better plan than this. You can't call
Beta.
them Gen Alpha. They're not Alpha anything. They're fucking going to be a bunch of phone-addicted retards. Edit it out. Leave it in. I don't give a fuck.
Oh,
Seriously.
God.
Anyway.
Good. It's like that whole milk thing I sent you today.
Oh, did you see I didn't see that. Anyway, did you see the Chinese indoor
Yeah, I did.
The fucking indoor mountain? Dude, what the fuck? That thing's nuts. They're building something, I bet it'll be a shit version of it, but they're building something like that in Sydney, apparently.
It won't probably be as big.
No fucking shit, dude. That thing is staggering.
Yeah, it's
pretty
crazy.
It had a fucking quad in it, a quad chairlift.
Yeah, yeah.
And it has
insane.
like runs, like bridges going over runs.
Yeah, it
and
looks...
shit. I was like, whoa, it's actually got an advanced level.
You can tell who our customer base is going to be in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, the Asian market's getting huge.
Yeah, I dealt with a girl on Saturday who I'm not sure what country her background is. I'm assuming China. But I spent 4 hours with her. And
4 hours?
4 hours, size 5 foot.
Christ. Yeah.
And board, boots, bindings. And then at the end, she was leaving her board because she's not using it till next year. So I was like, well, let's leave it in the plastic. And she was like, oh, no, can you set it up now? And I was like, why? You can just do it next year before you go. And then she was like, no. And I was like, well, I don't want it to get ruined on you. So we'll put a storage wax on it. And also I just wanted her out of the shop because I'd been with her for 4 hours and I wanted to eat lunch and it was 4 p.m.
Hopefully she's not watching.
And sorry, and she wanted me to set up her board to take photos of.
For fuck's sake.
That's why, I had to set the board up in front of her so that she could take photos in the shop.
Well, that's Cam from our friends at MSC.
Don't expose him.
No, he sent me something recently where it was fucking someone filming the whole sale. I think it happened to us. We had that fucking surf skate girls.
And
they filmed that whole sale.
And the scooter kids.
Yeah. What scooter kids? Oh, the scooter kid in the shop. That was us filming him because he was being a fucking idiot going, look how hard this is.
Look at these
It's like,
tricks.
bro, I reckon I could pull that off in 3 attempts. It's like you're using your wrists, man. Lucky
we have no desire to start selling scooter parts.
No,
because we're not exactly attracting more customers here.
I'll fucking jump off a bridge before I sell scooters. If someone told me you're going to make $3 million out of scooters in the next 12 months, I'd go, okay, cool, I'm not doing it. I'm sorry, I'm just not fucking doing it. I can't sell my soul. I'd never sell skis either. And it's not because I hate skiers, because I don't fucking know anything about
And
them.
it's like, pick what you're good at, pick what you like, and do that craft well.
Yeah.
Don't try and be something to everybody.
Anyway, welcome to the Boardcast. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.